That's the fight they don't want you to have. That's the fight they don't want you to entertain your head. That's the fight they don't want you to entertain in your mind. Whether the images of the Earth as a ball are fake. Helios. It's like a Greek Roman god of fire.
There is no fucking way.
Yeah, your Roman Empire, it's all up there in the stars. Jupiter, Saturn, Mars. They still got you in a polytheism cult. It's an astrotheological cult. We got you believing in the gods of Rome. Up in the heavens, like they told you.
That they believed wasn't even being recorded, much less suitable for broadcast, for the lens was being zoomed out and the scene was being changed to that of an interior of the astronauts at work, and apparently the stop button popped back up on the recorder without notice. Here is the diffused work light that they used to see camera controls, but not throw light onto the spacecraft's wall. Here they remove part of the crescent insert. Finally, the iris is opened up, and you can see the real location of the camera, and the very bright and near Earth out the window.
Fuck me.
Here is the slate for the 19th of July.
Okay. Okay. So okay. They faked the fucking picture. There is no fucking way that the Earth is flat. There's no fucking way. No, fuck you. No, this is a joke. Fuck you. Alright, you know what? Fuck it. Alright. Say the pictures are fucking fake. Alright, so say they faked the fucking picture. It was a space race. Had to get to the moon. And if you're at the moon, you gotta take a picture of Earth. So they faked the moon landing to pretend like they had beat Russia there. So they faked a picture because they had to have a picture if they were there. So they faked, okay, so say the picture's fake, okay? There's all kinds of experiments and tests. They knew it was a ball before the picture. They knew it was a ball, globe. They knew it was a ball before they went to the moon in the 60s. They're saying like, they knew it was a ball for like thousands of years, they're saying. There's experiments, there's all these experiments and everything that have proven that it's a ball. You can measure the curvature. It curves. It's a near perfect sphere. It's an oblate spheroid technically. But when Neil deGrasse Tyson said, you know, it's pudgy, it's pear-shaped, kind of like his figure, when he said that, and everybody kind of ran with that. What he's saying, or what they're saying, why they're saying it's not a sphere, the reason they're saying it's not a sphere, and that it's an oblate spheroid, all right? The reason they call it an oblate spheroid, okay, instead of a perfect sphere, is because they're saying there's a difference of 13 miles between the polar radius, okay? The polar radius and the equatorial radius, okay? There's a difference of 13 miles over nearly 4,000. It's a 13-mile difference between the polar radius and the equatorial radius. So it's 13 miles fatter by the equator. That's why they're saying it's not a perfect sphere. 13-mile difference in the what's the radius? Radius is singular. Radii. What's the fucking plural of radius? Radii. Okay. But the reason they're saying it's not a perfect sphere, like it's a perfect sphere in all the pictures, okay? The reason they're saying it's not a perfect sphere is because of a difference of 13 miles. Let's pull that up. Wikipedia. Come on, Wikipedia. Earth. Focus. What the fuck? There we go. Okay, focus here. Focus here, buddy. Okay. Focus. All right. The reason everybody's so confused on this fucking math, okay? Earth, they call it an oblate spheroid, kind of egg-shaped, not a perfect circle. Oblate spheroid. That is how the Earth is. That's the shape. That's how the Earth is defined. The shape of the Earth. Oblate spheroid. Neil deGrasse Tyson was on, he did a fucking thing talking about, you know, it's pudgy because it spins or whatever fucking bullshit excuse. Stop swearing, okay? The reason that they call it an oblate spheroid and make such a big deal about not calling it a sphere, because then the math would be just too easy. The reason that they call it a sphere, the reason that they call it an oblate spheroid instead of a sphere, okay? Neil deGrasse Tyson was on whatever show that was talking about how it's like pear-shaped. The Earth is spinning, so it's pudgier in the middle and towards the bottom, like an egg-shaped. Oblate spheroid, fatter, wider in the middle than the top, so it's wider, pear-shaped, like his figure. All right, it's pear-shaped. It's not a perfect sphere, even though all the pictures, images, whatever they are, of Earth that we're presented with, there's supposed to be millions of pictures. There really isn't. But there's supposed to be, you know, you have all these pictures, it looks like a perfect sphere in the pictures, but he's calling oblate spheroid, and then you get all this crazy math. It's not, you know, it's just simple math to figure out what the curvature rate is, because it's not a perfect circle. If it was a perfect circle, it'd be easy math to figure out, but it's oblate, and it's wider here and less there, whatever, so it's all confusing, okay? Making a big deal. Okay, the radius of Earth. Radius is from the outer point to the middle. Okay, and we know what the radius is. We're clear on that. The reason that they call it oblate instead of a perfect sphere is because there's a difference between the polar radius from the top to the middle and the equatorial radius from the inner middle to the outer middle, there's a difference of 13.3 miles between the polar radius and the equatorial radius. It's a difference of 13.3 miles over nearly 4,000 miles. You got a 4,000 mile long distance, you have a difference of 13 miles. So it's not a perfect sphere because there's this, it's nothing. 13 miles? That's what they're saying. They're making a huge deal. And 13.3, of course, you know, you got your 33 in there. They love that fucking number for some reason. Everything's either 33 or 666. But here's the 33 again. Go on Wikipedia. Earth. The mean radius of Earth is 3,958.8 miles. That's the mean radius. That's taken the equatorial radius and the polar radius, you know, dividing it by 2. Well, adding them together, dividing by 2 to get the mean. All right. The equatorial radius, 3,963.2 miles. The polar radius, 3,949.9 miles. So you take the equatorial radius, 3,963.2, subtract 3,949, got a difference of 13.3 miles. That's the big deal. Why do they make it such a big deal about calling it an oblate spheroid instead of a perfect sphere? Why do they make such a big deal about that? It's such a small amount. Why do they make such a big deal about calling it an oblate spheroid instead of a perfect sphere? Because it makes the math confusing. They're trying to make, you know, everything is confusing. Everything is light years away, light years and fucking billions of miles and billions of years old, and just too freaking complicated. Everything's got to be so complicated. It's a perfect sphere. They're calling an oblate spheroid. The difference is so small. The difference is so small. This could be used as a ball bearing. The tolerance that it is away from being a perfect sphere is so small that this could be used as a ball bearing. It could be used as a ball bearing. Okay, well, fucking on your flat earth, what the fuck? Okay, on your flat earth, if the earth is flat, then what the fuck's on the other side? What's on the other side? Well,